What's going on, everyone? So, Trevor Lane recently broke down the Jarred Vanderbilt in the starting unit with D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Jarred Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis were a unsustainable plus 39.6 last season. They played 68 possessions together total. Now, this is something that I've talked about too, that our best lineup last season was D'Lo, Reeves, Vando, LeBron, and AD by like a large margin. Again, I do agree it's not sustainable, that insane plus, but it was our best lineup going into the conference finals last season, and once again was our best lineup again this year. And yes, part of the reason they only played 68 possessions together was because Jarred Vanderbilt was injured pretty much the entirety of the season, but it also was Darvin Ham. Like, Darvin Ham refused to play Jarred Vanderbilt with the starters. And Darvin Ham even had like a little like kind of throwaway thing where somebody asked him about it. And he was just kind of like, oh, that's like, the secret weapon or whatever, right? Like implying that like, oh, once we get to the playoffs, I'll do that. Like, but you need to let these guys build chemistry. You need to let these guys, again, they were just kind of thrown together last year. The excitement was the starters that we had last year translating, or well, 2 seasons ago, translating to last year. And what can they do? What can they provide? Right? It's why I preached all season long about like Jarred Vanderbilt needs to be in the starting unit, right? And it's also why I said that and pointed out how our best lineup was with Jarred Vanderbilt, right? And now you're seeing other people, which I'm not saying that they just started doing it, right? Even Trevor touched on it. Sure, several other people touched on the fact that like, hey, our best 5-man lineup was with Jarred Vanderbilt because it gives us the best balance, right? I understand the Lakers offensively were ridiculous with Rui Hachimura. Like, they were very good with Rui. Problem is what I said, even when the Lakers were 9-0 with Rui in the starting lineup, right? I kept saying I have a lot of concerns about this unit, especially when you get to the playoffs. And things get a lot more tight, things get a lot more intense, right? And what happens when the offense dries up? What happens when you're not shooting the lights out and Rui's shooting 45% from 3 and Austin Reeves and D'Lo and all these? Like, what happens when the offense isn't there to carry you? You got to be able to get stops, right? And lo and behold, we ran into Denver, and when the offense was cooking, guess what? Lakers are up 20. As soon as that offense dies, guess what? Lakers can't stop anybody, right? Rui Hachimura cannot defend out on the perimeter the way that we need him to, particularly at the 3. And it's just like, man, like, you had a simple solution. Jarred Vanderbilt. Throw Jarred Vanderbilt out there. Now, obviously, again, he was hurt, and I still probably would have thrown him out there if he was ready because he was cleared to play. So I would have thrown him out there. But Darvin Ham decided not to because, that he didn't want to kind of throw a wrench in things. But you're down 3-0, right? Like, it's just like, dude, do something. You might as well at this point, right? He'll have all offseason to heal and get right, right? Like, it's just, I don't know. I am a big Jarred Vanderbilt in the starting unit, right? I've even talked about pulling Reeves and bringing him to the bench and slotting Jarred Vanderbilt into the starting unit and keep Rui if you want to play big, right? On defense, Vando is usually at the 2 spot anyway, right? Because he's usually defending, Anthony Edwards or Kyrie or Luka or Trey or, Steph or whomever, right? He's usually out on the perimeter defending up top at the guard position regardless. So you might as well just let him be up there on defense, and then offensively you could slide him you could just go like LeBron at the point with D'Lo at the 2 and Rui at the 4 and Vando at the 3, right? For offensive purposes and sake, or Vando at the 4, however you want to approach it, right? This is the NBA, not the Y. It's not your local Rex, not anything that where like the point guard has to play point guard and the 2 guard has to play. No, it's the NBA, right? Like, many ways positionless. Like, yes, you still need a big man. Yes, you still need a playmaker and all that stuff. But, like, you can get away with some of that stuff. But, again, you look at that starting lineup with D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and AD. My guess is that's probably the starting five next season also, unless, obviously if the Lakers end up pulling off a trade. But again, the problem with this is you just don't have the balance you need. And part of the problem that the Lakers had last season was lack of rebounding, which again is because you have D'Lo, Reeves, and and Rui Hachimura out there, right? So what happens is, and again, you can watch the tape, you can see it. Go pick any game you want, and you'll see you literally have 82 of them. I mean, even the 4 or 5 playoff games, so really 87 of them. Oh, the play-in, so okay, like 90 of them. All right, but point is, most of the rebounds the Lakers were giving up offensively were long rebounds because the Lakers were so bad defending the perimeter that teams were just jacking up threes and having historic 3-point nights. And every game it was like some random guy goes off for 30. And it was like, man, this dude, every game somebody's prime Steph in these games. But a lot of threes lead to a lot of deep rebounds. And teams only have to outpace Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, and Rui Hachimura. There's no real pressure. Like, you don't have to worry about it. I just have to have a foot race to get to the basketball over D'Lo and Reeves and Rui. Right? So, like, again, that's not all it was. Obviously, again, Lakers last year prioritized getting back on defense, so they didn't get as many defensive rebounds and stuff, but talking particularly the offensive rebounds. The reason Lakers gave up so many offensive rebounds was because, again, they just didn't have the foot speed to track down the basketball the way that these other teams do. And so you can't defend out on the perimeter. You don't have the foot speed and athleticism to help crash the glass and get the boards. And all of your offensive production is in the starting unit. So we would bring our bench pieces in, and it was terrible. Lakers had a terrible scoring bench. Why? Because literally all your offensive pieces are in the starting lineup. The only guy that could give you any real offense was Taurean Prince. So you're looking at it, you're like, okay, all of our defenders are out. Okay, to be fair. We can't defend out on the perimeter. We can't rebound. We have no scoring off the bench. It's just like, you start going down the list here, and it's just like, make it make sense. Again, I understand offensively they're great when they're cooking. But you have to have that balance. You have to have, a bit of defense, a bit of offense. You need some shooting, right? You need to be able to rebound. You need to do a lot of these things. Jarred Vanderbilt is the best solution for that. Jarred Vanderbilt gives you the best balance. It's not a coincidence that our best unit 2 seasons ago was with Jarred Vanderbilt. It's not a coincidence last season our best unit was Jarred Vanderbilt. Ding, 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 ding. Like, there's a clear consensus here. The numbers tell you that's your best lineup. And Darvin Ham kept trying to be creative and kept trying to mess with it. Like, and again, it's not all on Darvin Ham because Jarred Vanderbilt missed, again, most of the season, 2/3 of the season, whatever, right? But when he was healthy, and he still wasn't playing him. He still wasn't starting him. And it's just like, why? Make it make sense. You have a clear path. You had a starting five that literally led you to the conference finals. You have a guy that also, to Darvin Ham's credit, which is why I'm actually confident that JJ will be able to kind of expand on it. Darvin Ham actually figured out how to make Jarred Vanderbilt a viable offensive weapon. Still can't really shoot, right? But he was having him be the pick and roll guy. He was having him, putting him in different positions on the floor to actually have an impact on the offensive side. Also, Jarred Vanderbilt isn't really known for his offense, but he generates offense for the Lakers. The Lakers are better offensively when Jarred Vanderbilt's in the game. Why? It's not because he can shoot or anything like that, but it's because he creates turnovers. He creates live ball turnovers. He creates second chance opportunities with offensive rebounds, right? Like, all of these things give the Lakers more opportunity to score the basketball, which give you more points. So just by Jarred Vanderbilt being out there defensively, right? You got to get stops in order to get to the other side of the court to be able to score, right? Like, so defense doesn't stop until you rebound. So when Jarred Vanderbilt gets a rebound, guess what? You're going the other way. It gives you an offensive possession. When he gets a turnover, right? You get another offensive possession. When he gets a live ball turnover, get another offensive possession. When he gets an offensive rebound, can you guess? That's right. He gets another offensive possession, right? All of these things impact the Lakers. All of these things make them better offensively, makes them better defensively. Jarred Vanderbilt is the right answer, right? Did a whole video breaking down Vando versus Rui and all that stuff. It's Jarred Vanderbilt. It'll always be Jarred Vanderbilt as long as we have the current roster. If the Lakers end up trading for Jeremy Grant or something like that, then that probably changes things. But as the roster is currently constructed, as the roster is, Jarred Vanderbilt is the correct answer. Has, always will be. But as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Yes, Jarred Vanderbilt, he's the answer. He's the truth. He's the reason he needs to be in the starting unit. Do you think no? Right? Keep Rui, keep the starting five from last year. They were too good offensively. You figure out the defense. I personally just think you have to. You have to go with Jarred Vanderbilt. You have the best lineup. Makes the most sense. It balances that starting five so much more. And it's also because of how much ground Jarred Vanderbilt covers. Probably should have touched on this earlier. But in closing, right, Jarred Vanderbilt, it's not that he's just very good defensively, right? There's an argument he's the best on-ball defender in the entire NBA. But it's not that he's just, he's a really good defensive guy. No, it's the ground he covers, right? Anthony Davis is so good defensively, not because he's just a good shot blocker or anything like that. No, it's because of the ground he covers and his versatility and being able to switch on basically 1 through 5, right? Like, Jarred Vanderbilt is the same. It's not a coincidence that the Lakers go from like middle of the pack defensively with just Anthony Davis to one of the best defenses in the entire NBA, and we're actually number 1 at points, just adding Jarred Vanderbilt. Why? Because now you have Anthony Davis who can just focus on what he needs to focus on because he can trust that Jarred Vanderbilt's going to basically teleport out there like he's Goku. It's perfect. But anyway, again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.